iBird, Bird Eye,
Bird
Fascinating.
Box.
Bird Box could be his remake of Bird Box. I'd be down, I'd be down for that. Spielberg coming with this newly teased image of his new film, which no one knows about. It is crazy. There's been zero marketing. It's been very hush hush throughout the industry. And if you look up, what his next film is, no one can tell you what it is. And it's coming out in the summer of next year. So we'll get into the story from Joe Blow. So production on Steven Spielberg's new UFO movie wrapped this summer, but the project remains cloaked in secrecy. There's still no official title, no plot details, and barely a whisper of marketing. Yet an intriguing new billboard in Times Square has reportedly surfaced. The design is cryptic, an upside-down eye framed within the silhouette of a bird, accompanied by the ominous tagline, "All will be disclosed." It's not much to go on, but the imagery and that particular choice of words certainly fuel speculation that long-rumored title, Disclosure, may indeed be the one Spielberg has chosen. So we have David Koepp scripted the film based on a story by Spielberg. It stars Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Eve Hewson, Coleman Domingo, and Wyatt Russell. So Spielberg shared some footage from from the film at an event in June, but it didn't answer too many questions. Blunt was seen being chased by menacing figures in unmarked black cars. There was a collision with a speeding train and an underground NASA-like control room overseen by Firth's character, who seems to be the villain. The film is set to be released in theaters on June 12th, 2026. Okay. Disclosure. Yeah. I mean, I think it could be disclosed, possibly disclosure. Yeah, just the whole concept of this of zero marketing, super secrecy. Only Spielberg can do this because he has that aura to do so.
He's
He's
literally aura farming with this
right.
ad. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I was watching the John Campea show, and he was suggesting that this could be because a lot of people are speculating that this is his like new UFO film, which he's made a lot of UFO films and films involving aliens of that nature. So, but it's like by this image, it's really we see a silhouette of a bird with an upside down eye, and that's all we get, and all will be disclosed. And on John Campea's show, he thought it could be uh, Spielberg remaking Hitchcock's The Birds, which that is really fascinating. I'd be very curious to see that. I'm myself a pretty big fan of Hitchcock. I'd say my favorite film was Rear Window. Just the idea of voyeurism and just how we watch things, and it's like how we're not really supposed to, but we enjoy watching things that maybe we weren't supposed to watch. And I love the way that film tackles that theme. Yeah, so Rear Window is one of my favorites. Psycho, of course, was great, and then The Birds was just fantastic as well. So that would be super interesting for Spielberg to remake a film like that. David, what say you about this secret film coming from Spielberg?
Well, it is really interesting to have basically no marketing 6 months before the movie releases. That's again only the spieling of the bird can do that because of
Well, I mean, I will say for most films, I mean, I wouldn't say like for marketing the usual rollout. Like I'd say it's usually fair for 6 months. It's just the fact that like there's been no scene like behind the scenes photography of the set. Spielberg hasn't disclosed any information about the film itself to the press. So there hasn't been like any news about this at all. But
Mhm.
like with marketing itself, like 6 months I mean, because like we're seeing with Doomsday and with Odyssey, like we're getting a year in advance. Like that's crazy. Like that's really far. But for big films like that, it makes sense. But for smaller films, like a 6 month gap is kind of makes sense. Like I want to say for some smaller budget films that's usually the time frame or even less. But like usually with that time frame, we know plot details, we know who's in it, we know kind of what it's about. But with this, we know nothing.
This is really interesting that we know nothing and kind of leaves you wondering, thinking. We got a bird, we got an eye that's upside down, we got some text. All will be disclosed. A remake of an Alfred Hitchcock classic would be pretty insane. So, very intrigued. I wonder what more will we see, if anything, in the coming months.
So word is that the trailer is coming attached to Avatar. Like everything is.
Really?
That's the word on the street. Yeah.
So that's why Avatar movies make so much money. They have the trailers for the big movies always coming out next year.
Because the word is Odyssey is attached to it as well.
I
So
gotta see
okay,
Fire and Ash just for the trailers. This will be the one.
I
This
know.
will be the one time I gotta go at Showtime
I know.
because we got the trails that are kicking the jumping Jehoshaphat keisters over here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, imagine that. Before you see Avatar, a visual spectacle that'll blow your brains. We're getting possibly. I mean, uh Doomsday is for sure. Um Possibly Odyssey, possibly Spielberg's next film. I mean, that's got to be exciting as heck. I mean, especially for like the Christmas week, the holidays coming up. Everyone's joyous. We're feeling the feels of the holidays. Like let's bring some trailers that give us some Christmas cheer, which these will probably do. I'm super jazzed about this. Spielberg's last film, which was about him. It was a beautiful story.
The Fablemans.
Yes. Yeah, so Spielberg's last film, The Fablemans, I absolutely loved. It was about him, story about just the love for filmmaking and what it took to for him to achieve that goal. It is a beautiful story told with a great cast. So coming off of that, I'm super excited. And it is interesting because I know before we were talking about A-list celebrities, and now it seems like directors bring um, an audience, and directors can garner some box office return. Now, I remember saying Spielberg is one of those, but honestly, I think I'll redact that because Fablemans didn't make that much. And I can't remember his film before that, but I don't think it did that well either in terms of the box office. So it's crazy to say like Spielberg films might not garner a huge box office return because he's one of the greats. I think he's the definition of the goat of cinema, of everything with filmmaking. He's the guy, and it makes sense that he's the guy to be this secret about a new film, which I love because me and David talk about different trailers and how they reveal certain stuff, and I myself love going into something knowing nothing. Like I would have loved if I probably didn't see the Supergirl trailer, just went in knowing nothing. Yeah, I think his rollout of this is pretty neat. We haven't seen anything really like it at all. A bit of exciting news for this is that we know John Williams is coming back for probably his last collaboration with Spielberg. They've had a wonderful, rich collaboration over the course of 50 years, and I mean, just the dynamic duo. Like that's like David. We're talking about memes. That's the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Like the alley oop to the. That's that. That's John Williams and Steven Spielberg balling on the court, throwing oops to each other.
50 years.
50 years of ooping.
That's crazy. That was John Williams. He's like I mean, he is basically 100,000 years old. He's 90. He's 93. Spielberg is 78, still balling. And it's, I mean, to be able to be composing on movies at 93, man, I want to be that guy.
Right?
That's mad impressive.
I'm super jazzed to see like what exactly is this film about? Because I mean, from what we've heard, even with that Joe Blow article, Emily Blunt was chased down, people menacing figures in unmarked black cars. Like that doesn't strike me as alien, because I don't think aliens would use cars. Maybe they would, maybe they will, unless they're like aliens disguised as humans.
Hmm.
But who knows? I mean, with this image, just the silhouette of a bird and an eye bird, bird eye,
Bird
fascinating.
Box.
Bird Box could be his remake of Bird Box. I'd be down. I'd be down for that. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to look closely was the typeface they use, the font. So the font itself looks, for the most part, like futuristic in a sense. Because sometimes the font
Mhm.
could tell you exactly kind of what you're looking for. But yeah, that's all we got, and possibly a trailer coming with Avatar: Fire and Ash, like everyone is doing. It'd be an exciting time at the theater. Yeah, David, you got any closing thoughts?
I think the bird is the key.
I think so too.
Has to do with the bird.
Let us know if you're excited for some new Spielberg.